Hi, in this lesson you will learn about nested iteration. In a previous lesson, you learned how to use iteration in your programs to repeat sequences of code a specific number of times. In this lesson, you are going to learn how you can combine loops to create more complex problems. To get started, let's practice writing a simple for loop. Pause the video to see if you can come up with a for loop that will print out a list of numbers from 1 to 5 on the same line. Here is one implementation of that for loop. Notice that this loop names the control variable count instead of I. As a reminder, while I is regularly used as the control variable name, you can call it anything. You just need to be consistent with that naming within the loop. Also, note that the print statement uses print instead of println so that the numbers can all appear on the same line. Lastly, this loop uses the Boolean expression count is less than 6, but you could also use count is less than or equal to 5 for the same result. Now that you've created this simple loop, how can you use that code to create a multiplication table where each row begins with the next whole number and includes the first 5 multiples of that number? With what you know right now, you can implement this by writing 5 separate for loops that will print each line out individually. The first for loop prints out numbers 1 through 5. The second for loop can then multiply the count variable by 2 to get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. A third loop can multiply count by 3 to get 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and so on until we get all 5 lines in our multiplication table. But you might be thinking, writing out each for loop is an incredibly repetitive process. Isn't there an easier way? And you're right. You can use nested iteration to make this code more efficient. Similar to nested if statements, nested iteration is putting one iteration statement inside another iteration statement. In other words, nested iteration is placing one loop inside of another loop. Let's take a look at how you can use nested iteration to write the multiplication table program. Here you have the same example program that prints a 5 by 5 multiplication table, but it uses a nested for loop to reduce the repeated code. Let's break it apart. Here is the outer for loop, which has a loop control variable called line. It will increment each cycle until it reaches 6. This creates the 5 rows in the multiplication table. And here is the inner for loop. This uses number as the loop control variable, which also increases until it reaches 6, creating the 5 columns in the table. Let's take a look at a flowchart to see how this nested iteration statement will work. The computer enters the outer for loop header. This creates the loop counter named line and initializes it to 1. Next, the Boolean expression is checked. Is line less than 6? This is true, so the code inside of the outer loop is executed, which happens to be another for loop. Here, the inner loop control variable number is initialized to 1. An important note here, when using nested iteration, the inner and outer loop control variables must be different. Many times, I and j will be used, I for the outer loop and j for the inner loop. But to keep our loops clearly defined, we'll continue using line and number in our example. Back to our flowchart, the Boolean condition is checked. Is number less than 6? This is true, so the code inside the inner for loop runs. Notice how you can access the outer loop control variable line in the inner loop. Here, you're printing the product of number and line. Number is 1 and line is 1, so 1 times 1 is 1, and 1 is printed to the console. Number is incremented to 2, and then back to the inner Boolean expression. Number is still less than 6, so it follows the true route and executes the code inside of the for loop again. Now number is 2, so the product is 2, which is printed to the console. Number then increments to 3 and returns back to the inner loop header. A quick pause here. Notice how the program is still in the inner for loop and hasn't been able to go back to the outer loop. This is because the inner loop must complete all of its iterations before the outer loop can continue to its next iteration. The inner Boolean expression evaluates once again and is true because number is still less than 6, so the product of line and number, or 3, is printed to the console. Number increments to 4 and back to the Boolean expression. 4 is less than 6, so you flow to the right and print the product of line and number, which is now 4. Number is incremented to 5, the Boolean expression is still true, so the product of line and number, which is 5, is printed to the console. Number is incremented to 6, and then back up to the Boolean expression, where you finally have something different. 6 is not less than 6, so the program follows the false path this time and exits the inner for loop, moving on to code that follows the inner loop. A new line is printed, and then the outer loop variable, line, increments by 1. So now, line is 2. And finally, the program is back to the outer loop header. One thing to note here, the number variable only exists inside of the inner for loop. If you tried to access it outside of the inner loop, you would get an error. This has to do with something called scope, which you will learn more about later on in the course. Great, we've completed one full iteration of the outer loop. In the next video, we'll flip back to the actual code to continue walking through the nested iteration in this program.